Good evening, or afternoon, or morning, or night, depends on where you're at. But whatever you are, wherever you're at, hi, welcome to the Darkmom Consortium for January the 27th, 2026. I hope you're all doing okay. Checked over a little while ago. Yeah, no, that's not the one I wanted. I want that button. And there's quite a few people on today compared to yesterday. Was much quiet yesterday. A few more people on today. But we'll talk about this later. But Cryptic made an announcement today. And I'm going to hope it's a sign of good things to come. I don't think we'll know anything for another week. I did not watch 10 Forward Weekly today, though I was told by Satalia that it wasn't about ships. Woo! But honestly, I'm at that point with 10 Forward Weekly, just because it's always been about ships that it's gotten to the Do I care? No, I really don't. Maybe it will change. Maybe we'll start getting some interesting stuff in there. Do I care about this ship? Let's take it out for... I'm still on my... Ooh, no, I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. There's no way I'm doing that on advanced. Let's go this way. Yeah, I'm still leveling ships. Every night when we're done here, I go back to the other two accounts and I'm slowly refining all the dilithium, slowly getting all their stuff and moving it over to this account or to the other account. Then I'll recreate two of the tunes from each of the accounts, the two main ones in each account, bring those over. But it's amazing if I don't want to just chuck it all. There's a ton of work to close out an account and try and get as much of the value out of it as possible. And everything that's bound to account or bound to character isn't coming over, so trying to figure out how you're going to do that gets challenging. I mean, so there's a lot of dilithium. Even if you convert it to Zen, it's still stuck on that account. So, what can you buy with the Zen? What can you buy with dilithium? Nothing on the Phoenix tokens is usable unless, of course, you decide to do the upgrades, and then you start upgrading equipment. And then all of a sudden, you discover that the prize bank for your other account has got a bunch of cool prizes in it. Oh, this is going to be tedious, but hey, we'll see what happens. I am running into some lag issues. I don't know if that's me, if it's ESD, if it's my internet. Maybe it's across the board. What we're not going to do this evening is we're not going to talk about Starfleet Academy because we got into it this morning and I wound up having a headache that went away about 45 minutes ago. We can agree to disagree about Starfleet Academy. I will respect your opinions, whatever they are. Please respect mine. We'll agree on some things and we'll disagree on some things. That said, though, I was reading in a rumor. This is strictly a rumor, but it has to do with Skydance and their purchase of Paramount and what they'd been talking about doing. Not what they've decided on doing. This is nothing more than rumor. But there has been some discussion about Kurtzman no longer being part of Trek moving forward. I think that's valid. We have an ad coming in 3 minutes. But if they do that, then we get to part 2. They may decide that all of Kurtzman's Trek is non-canon. Meaning if they wanted to backstep the Burn, if they wanted to backstep the Ja'ula and all that stuff, they could. Their argument is it could be an alternate universe. Now, it has, I think it's it, or maybe it's DT, but I'm going to say it's it, has broached the idea that everything from the point where the Enterprise, the 1701D, went back in time in the second movie, First Contact, all that is an alternate timeline from the moment they went back forward in time. Possibly from the moment that the Borg went back in time and reset everything, that became a whole different universe. So it's an interesting concept. So, I mean, there is the Kelvin universe, which would be the game. Be a lot of other stuff. That's everything from Trek 2009 on, being an AU. There's a possibility of everything from the time of First Contact forward being an AU, but a different one. So every time we do the time traveling stuff, maybe we're dealing with the potential of all these being non-canonical. I said that right, non-canonical, yes. Okay, this isn't a bad chip. It's a little ponderous, a little slow, a little heavy. My house smells like I've been frying fish because I've been frying fish today. Probably shouldn't do that during the winter. But the dogs are happy. Dogs got some fish. But what do you think? I know a lot of you don't have an issue with the burn. I do because it's bad science. Then again, a lot of Trek's bad science, so, I'm picking nits on that one. Some of it's theoretically possible. FTL is theoretically possible because we know that some things can go faster than light. But basically nothing with mass. So can we do that? Yeah, probably not at this moment. But I kind of got annoyed with Discovery from about 10 minutes in, and after they did a science blunder just a few minutes in that they shouldn't have done. And I'm like, really? Really? Can't we get the basics right? It does come down to that myth that, the only human-made structure you can see from space is the Great Wall of China. You can't. You sure as heck can't see it from the moon. It is really teeny tiny. In space is, to quote Douglas Adams, really big. Really, really big. You cannot believe how big it is. I'm told that in places you can't even see the Great Wall of China from an airplane. Because while it's long, it's not wide. Okay, so this is a little tedious doing this with one ship. I normally play 2 accounts at once and have one come in here and just beat the heck out of everything, which does make it easy. Hi, Apulu Felgar. Hey, I got a bone to pick with you. Oop, got an add-in. Yes, you. You log off, you leave us, we're running randoms. What comes up? What random do you think came up? We're blaming you. Yeah. Yep. I mean, we did a fine job with it, but we're still blaming you. We'd blame Satalia, but she wasn't there. I think you just logged off and we started doing randoms and it came up and I'm like, no, this is not fair. See, I think it was What's the Hell Grozmy and Exismer, and then some poor schmuck some poor person who got dragged into it with us. It wasn't our fault. But I went in there, I was running this ship, this was on a different account. And as soon as we got there, I'm like, this ship is never going to be able to do this because it's just set up for leveling, so nothing on there at all, just basic stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to die a lot. So we have that whole minute and 15 seconds to get up, and how fast can I switch starships? Ooh, I've got another one that's fast. Wasn't very powerful, didn't do a great job, but didn't die either, so okay, we can look at that. Is this the last one? Maybe. Let's see. This one we need to figure out what we need. Start with Nukara. There we go. Didn't I just... There it is. Yeah. Not now. We have to loot it a little bit more. So what was that worth? Oh, that's not bad. 2.2. Trouble with Tur is 3.2, roughly. I don't know what that counts as, though, in points. Yes, I know I need 5. What do you need to master ship? Does it ever tell you what the total is? For ship mastery, how much experience you need to accumulate, or whatever the count is. Yeah, expertise. Experience. The ad break is finishing now. Thank you very much. And yes, we are going to chat about that news from Cryptic, but I thought we'd wait till a little bit later for more people to be here. Well, that was exciting. Can you hover over the mastery bar? Well, that only tells you what's till the next one. This isn't saying anything. Stats doesn't give it to you. Visuals. Oh, is it there? I saw something pop up for a second there. Nope. We could, of course, just Google it. Uh, 366,000 XP. But it doesn't give the breakout. And also my internet's being really, really slow. Yeah. Well, that makes a little bit more sense than what they were saying with the 366,000. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. So if you take that 25,000, and I think it's not evenly divided, but so if I need 5,400 more XP for level 3, I'm going to say that's like 7,500. No, that doesn't look right. So it looks like between levels 2 and 3, it's about 7,500. There is a chart? Ooh, charts. Oh, it is sliding scale. Okay. Let's see. Tier 1 is 3,750. Tier 2 is 5,000 for cumulative of 8,750. Ah, interesting. Tier 3 is 6,875. Tier 4 is 9,375. Tier 4 is 12,500. And if there's a Tier 6, it's an additional 53,125 for a total of 90,625. Very cool. Thank you. I am a person who loves charts. Ooh. I'm a happy person. figured it was kind of a sliding scale up until that last chunk because a lot of times I can get all the way up to, depending on which one. You need to heal Hull in Space. You want to go do like Runes of Doom with me? That's a good one for healing Hull in Space. Or you can hang fire and we'll team up and do some TFOs later this afternoon, evening, night, depending on where you're at. It's late afternoon and I'm having a problem watching this right now because the sun is coming in directly through my window onto my main monitor. And it's hitting where I've got my mini map. So I'm doing this one of these, half an hour from now it'll be fine. A couple of days from now it'll be a slightly different angle. But if you want to do something, I'm happy to team with you. Sure, no problems. I'm not going anywhere for a little bit. I am hemming and hawing about going to class tomorrow. So I might not be going any place tomorrow at all, which means I might be here. I decided against going to see Spaceballs tonight. Fun as it might be, I've seen it twice in the past 2 months. Oh, no worries. But it's beautiful and sunny, but the wind has picked up and it's blowing snow across the roads. The sun is melting it ever so lightly and it's refreezing. So we have black ice. Whoa! Hang on a second here. Yes, we are now at the... Don't go out right now. Just don't. Don't. Weirdly enough, as you get up towards the Chicago area, the traffic or the weather is better, which is atypical. Well, let me know when you're ready. I will send you an invitation and we can go off and do something. I still need to make my Moopsie hoodie. Sounds weird. I need a hoodie for going to Las Vegas, but the convention hall is so gosh darn cold there. First year we went, we were doing a Ryza themed thing, so I basically had on a bikini top, jeans, and by day 2 I'm like, I need a t-shirt and a sweatshirt and a jacket. And DT and I were alternating. Somebody would run outside and get warmed up and then go back in and work for another hour, and the other person would run out and get warmed up. It was freezing in there. This year might not be so bad. They're expecting, I think they're actually already sold out for a lot of the tickets, and they're almost sold out for the day tickets. And I know the hotel's sold out. Not that I care. I have stayed at the Rio, and it's nothing wrong with the hotel, but it's harder to get from the rooms down to the convention center than to stay at a different hotel and drive across the street or rent a house and just drive there. Especially if you have a lot of stuff to do, or a lot of stuff to bring in and out. That said, the hotel was reasonably priced when I was there last time, which was 2 years ago. And it's nice enough they're renovating it. They talked about tearing it down, was it 2018? I guess that didn't happen. Let us see what's going on. Nope. Yes. Arrive there, leave there. Wow, renting a house is really expensive. $300 a night. $1,000 a night. $1,700 a night. That's not going to happen. Nope, 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 nope. Wow. Oops. Let's try that one. Is it me or is it weird that Verbo, Expedia, and one of the other ones all have the same basic layout for their searches? Same fonts, same layout. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
You can pick us up when you stealthily just arrive.
I didn't see you guys on. Were you there?
We
Didn't
were
you
in the
see
mess
us?
hall.
Oh, I did not see you. I've been on for a while and I didn't see you when I first started this. My
You've been
bad.
here since
Yes, that was me, Apula
since you
Felgar.
ended the stream earlier today. We've been
Oh,
playing
I
Fallout
honestly
all
did not
day.
see you when I came on. I didn't see anybody in the mess hall. And I've been on for 25 minutes, so you guys didn't see me either.
Yeah, well, we were in the game. I've been spanked by so many. What was it?
Night Stalkers.
Yeah, Night Stalkers.
Which game?
And
Which game were you in?
we are playing Fallout New Vegas.
Oh,
And I have a dog that I kept killing, and
oh, don't kill dogs.
the work I had to do to be able to save him because I didn't pay attention and I saved just as I pulled aggro of a whole pack of these monsters. And
Yep.
they killed, what was it? They killed me in like 2 hits, so I
Oh,
had to run like a crazy man and pretty much hit perfect on every single hit I got. It was exhausting.
it sounds it.
Yeah.
Why is Las Vegas suddenly so expensive? Ouch.
Was it ever cheap or something?
Oh yeah, Las Vegas used to be dirt cheap. It's where you'd go if you wanted to go for a cheap weekend or cheap week. Let's see, what's that? That's fine. Found a place that's reasonably cheap. Well, we're gonna do I don't know, something in game if you guys want to join us. But if you're having fun playing Fallout, that's cool. We won't
Now
make.
I'm having fun eating soup.
Ah,
I'm just about to engage the town of Nipton. And I think the consensus we come to is to let them speak and then kill them afterwards.
yeah, that works. Apulu Felgar, are you ready to go launch Ruins of Doom? I've changed it to advanced, but I'm going to launch, and whenever you get there, I'll be
Which
ready.
the hell? The moment I entered Nipton, Wulpin and those guys opened fire.
You know that's a real place, right?
No, I don't know
Yes,
this.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, these are real places. Some are like ghost towns in terms of they've been abandoned for years, but some are real places there. Um,
Grim exists, Goodsprings exists.
Oh.
yeah, yeah, it's based on real things. Apulu Felgar. This TFO is well, I'll wait till it loads, but there's 3 locations that basically you go in and you, after you fight some Mokai, you can cull mutated spores, but every 30 seconds or so they explode, and it's a great place to take either shield or hull damage. And you can just sit there, let everything rebuild, take the damage, sit there, let rebuild, take the damage, and then go finish up everything. It's kind of fun for doing damage. Tis a patrol, not a TFO, anyway.
Is Ripper good?
Pardon?
What the hell? Vulpin had a Ripper on him and a Vexillarius helmet? Is this something I need?
Not really.
Okay.
Pulu, it's a patrol, so you need to launch it for yourself. I can only launch my own. There you are. Oh, okay, cool. Then you know all the fun stuff. We can just go in there and you can take damage till you have all your damage.
Watch out. Mokai raiders on the intercept.
And I'm dead. Speaking of dead, the Universal tomorrow is forged in fire.
Let's deal with the next spore colony before the Mokai
Hmm.
send reinforcements.
You can stay there and take damage for as long as you want. I'll get the next spore group. And then we'll take on the last of the Mokai when you're ready. No hurry.
Colony neutralized.
So I'm a little bit curious about what just happened. What the hell?
We're about to
Well, he never talked to me. They just opened fire. And
That might be
afterward, I
because
got quest failed, cold, something.
it is.
Shoot first,
Normally,
ask questions later.
He would give you a quest to tell the NCR people as to what happened there. Because they want to intimidate everyone.
But since I got Boone before I got here, that
Boom will
probably...
shoot every Legion member he sees.
Yeah, so that's why it started without giving me any dialogue. Well, makes sense. And the Legions are bad guys anyway, so... Or... Is there any reason to keep them alive?
Not really.
Okay.
Maybe roleplay anything
I've heard a rumor about that you can take all the different factions to a certain point where you get a happy ending for almost all of them, as I understand it.
Taz, one day I'm going to tell you what a happy ending means sometimes.
Yeah, there is some endings aren't quite as gruesome as others, but yeah.
Yeah, no, they're American slang.
I'm starting to think I've been using our word very wrongly here.
Well, it's not
If
that
you get
it's
a happy
wrongly,
ending,
but
if you go to a massage parlor and ask
yes,
for a happy ending,
it is not. It is not when they give you a oil massage in your hair at the end. It is completely different. Yes,
Okay,
but that's a happy ending. By the
I
way,
just walked into a landmine.
if you ever get the
don't
option
forget
to
the
get the
dirt.
oil massage of your head at the end of a massage in a legitimate massage place, do not get it. I mean, it feels great,
Okay,
but then you leave there looking greasy and awful.
Or do get it, still
okay.
better than just walking into a landmine.
Yeah, that is true. Walking into a landmine, no.
A Chinese machine pistol?
Eh, it is not part
I
of the base game.
I've found a tipped over trailer from on my way from Nipton into the mountain pass, and inside there was a cupboard with a Chinese machine pistol in it. Oh, oh, hostiles! Lots of hostiles.
Oh, goodness, it didn't die. No, 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 not me. I don't want to die.
Does the handle of that pistol kinda look like as if it was cut from a broom?
So, Pulafelgar, I assume you got your damage out of that one? And your healing? Yeah, good. Goody, goody, goody.
Me or did Mo
Oh, my pleasure. And it wasn't very much help, but all I was in there really was to try and get some leveling done. Yeah, that took it up to 3.5, so another 1.5 to go on this one. Well, not to change the topic, but I'm going to change the topic. Did you guys see the message from Cryptic?
No. What message?
That the old COO from Cryptic is going to be the new CEO of the new Cryptic. So the guy who was in charge from, I think it was 1990 to 2016, or no, from 2000 to 2016, with the original Cryptic, is back.
Okay.
So there's,
So a return to form.
pardon?
A return to form in a way.
I am hoping that he's going to bring back some of that old energy. There will be, he sent out a kind of generic letter, and when you log into the game, there's a link to it so you can read it. And it's also
Yeah.
in playstartrekonline.com where you can hear him talking. But he will have a AMA next Tuesday. I'm going to presume during the same time that Playstart or 10 Forward Weekly would be on, and there will be a rebroadcast of it. Do I want to do Wanted on Advance? Sure, I'm happy to do Wanted. Let me make sure that I'm not in cooldown anymore. Yeah, I'm out of cooldown. I'm happy to launch that one. Launch whenever you're ready. I'm just hoping that, while he was there, this is from when the game went live through the Iconian arc. How to change what? You're in advance, so you don't have to change anything. But if you go to patrols, it's on the lower left-hand side. So if you are here in your patrol listing, it's right here. But since I'm team lead, it should default to advanced, and I'm also in the map already. But yeah, so as I was saying, he was the COO during some of the fun stuff like the Legacy of Romulus, Iconian War. Unfortunately, Delta Rising, not one of my favorite things.
Could be worse.
Well, I will say Deca did one thing. They were very responsive when people had problems. Like during one of the parts of the meta event where you're having to do basically two TFOs each day to get progress. They did listen and change stuff, so I'm hoping that won't change. But I'd love to see some of those bigger overall stories coming out a lot faster than we've been seeing. To get a story every 4 months, and we're still working on what the arc is going to be, because it's kind of vague still. I mean, this arc started out with Tholians, and then we wound up with the Etherians, but they're still kind of the... they're kind of the Iconians, but there's a hint of the Undine in there, and they've been Borgified, so this thing's all over the map at the moment.
I call them Borconians.
Borgonians!
Kind of feels like very far away, whole story arc, but it was all part of the same arc.
Yeah. I mean, it started before Cryptic became Deca. I think they had 2 that were in the works with that one. I think that might have been during the writer's strike. And then Deca took over, and we had, I think, 2.5 episodes come out. One was really good. I thought Axiom was great. I liked their little mini episode that came out. I have no problems with doing little mini episodes. Kind of goes back to the origins when you'd have episodes that you could knock out in 20 minutes as opposed to some of these 2-hour monsters. Not that they're bad, but that's a lot of time on the computer for one story.
Also, it kind of restricts storytelling if you wanted to hold yourself to a timeline.
Yeah. Well, go back and look at the old Klingon arc. You could knock that out in 2 hours. And still listen to all the dialogue. And still get the accolades and do all the little mini missions on the ground. And it told part of the story, and it told enough of the story that you didn't need the whole thing spelled out. I know things are more complex because we've got more stuff that they're trying to put in. But I could live with shorter missions. But like I said, I do like that Deca was very responsive. They couldn't always implement the changes we wanted, but we got some. But I think this guy's message so far is, since so many people have left over the years, that hopefully he will be able to get people interested enough to come back and give it another try. That means they're going to have to put some effort into it that exceeds making more ships.
Be something.
That would be amazing.
Some place where I fly my new ship into.
Yep. Hey, that's a good way to put it. Yes. It will take them some time to get everything figured out. Maybe by then I'll have all these ships on all of these accounts leveled. Oh, I live such a fantasy life.
Yeah, by now I have quite a lot of practice in quite a lot of missions,
Yes.
and I can pulverize pretty much any enemy in any given mission that is like 2 years old, and that describes like almost all the missions.
Yeah. The only thing I think that's newer than 2 years old is Axiom. Is it Devil's Heart? What is the new one? So Kings and Queens started with Wish Upon a Star. That was the Tholian one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Taken by Surprise was. I completely forgot that. Scorpion's Abyss. Situation Under Control. Yeah, Axiom was the last one when Cryptic was going over to Deca, and it's got kind of that tribute to all the devs. All That Matter is that little mini episode, and since then, the only one that's been brought out is Best Laid Plans, which is not a bad episode, but it's a big episode again. Did my ship level? That's a good question. Probably not. Oh yeah, it did. Well, holy moly, thank you so much. Now to go get another new ship. So I was chatting
Yeah.
with... Yep, no
Still
problems.
have to find out what these chimeras things are all about. That came about like
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten all about
many
those.
months ago. Yeah, those were a thing.
Those were a thing. Yeah, I'd forgotten all about them. Ooh, the Voven. Let's ready the Voven. There we go. Let's see, is that good enough? Yeah, that looks good enough. So as I'm going through all these old accounts that I'm cleaning out, I found lots of fun stuff that I had picked up, and I don't know where I picked it up. I found a Badgie combat pet. I do not remember picking up a Badgie combat pet on the other accounts. I have no idea where it came from.
Someone gave you one.
I don't think so. Somebody gave me one on my main account, which I still have. I opened them up, but this one I'd never opened up. It was a pleasant surprise. There's some things that people had sent me for fleet prizes that I'd thrown in there for the moment, so those got into the fleet prize bank. Speaking of fleet prizes, oh, this is the main. Actually, yeah, that'd be a good example. So while I can't go in there and touch these, because I'm not a fleet admiral on this one yet, things that I found were the Red Directive Space Trait, Scent of Blood, Fireball Escape, found a bunch of those. These were all donated. A Prodigy Duty Officer. I had a tune that created a whole bunch of obliviating phaser beams. Oh, that one was not supposed to be in there, but it's in there. There's a plain old phaser beam in there, too. And then the rest of these were from other people, but there's a fair number of good toys coming in there. I should look at this stuff too. Ah, don't do that, people. No, 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 no. Those don't go in there. People have been putting foods into the fleet bank. Don't put food in the fleet bank.
Triple infestation in there.
We have a fleet that is dedicated to holding all the garbage. Ooh, but somebody put a T6 ship coupon in there too. Yes. Yes, we have some more good prizes in there. Woo! And a gambling device. Wow. Thank you, good people. Nice stuff. Will tribbles breed in the fleet bank? No, they will not. They will breed in your inventory and in your bank, but not in your account bank and not in the fleet bank. Otherwise, all we'd have in the fleet bank would be tribbles. Especially with the amount of winter and summer food we'd have in there, we'd have only Lalonot tribbles and winter tribbles, and those are bound to account. So Wild Girl's commenting, no more party, I sprained my backside from the involuntary twerking. How the heck do you do twerking that's involuntary?
You sit on a defective massage chair.
Ah, thank you. And apparently you don't get a happy ending out of it. Or maybe you do, and that's how you hurt your back. I usually only breed the NEI treble. What is the NEI treble? Oh, plus 2.5 all damage for my duty officers. Oh, okay, that's cool. The only one I ever do is the fortune cookie triple, which is handy dandy because it's got the run modifier. And then for the summer event, I can't remember if it's the Lalonot tribble or the other one. There's two tribbles. Oh, the Rizian tribble and the Lalonot. One's got a speed boost for the floaters, which is handy, but it unfortunately also gives a speed boost to everybody around you for the floaters. Let's see if I've done these. Yep. Oh, one I can use, yeah. Two I can use, good. Does run speed increase floaters? No, it does not. Run speed only increases run speed. Floaters only increase with, I think it's the Lalonot or the Rizian. It's either the Lalonot or the Rizian. I don't think I've got either one on this tune. Yeah, I don't have those on this tune at all. Black Alert Tribble is a 3.5 run speed, and if yeah, I think it's 3.5 for the Black Alert. Do I have that one? Fortune Tribble is the highest one at 5. I think Black Alert is 3.5. So if you've got a kitty cat, you're pretty much fine for any of your ground speed. Yours says 2? Okay. I thought there's one. Dang, I don't have my book here. So we can go back to that. Let's see, my Mycelial Tribble is a +3, Grand Slams plus 2.5, Terran Fortune Tribble is +5, Black Alert is +2, you're correct. Let's see. There's Tribble you can feed things to. I know if you add these sauteed shiitakes and feed them to one of the Tribbles, it gives it better ground speed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rizian Tribble is +5 flight speed to yourself and friends within 4.5 meters, but it really doesn't define friends, rather than it's just not an enemy. I want to say that it's the Black Alert Tribble that you can feed the shiitake mushrooms to, though. Yes. If you... Ooh, maybe you can't do that anymore. Oh, yeah, feeding sauteed shiitake mushrooms to a Black Alert Tribble gives you a mycelial tribble. But it doesn't give the speed boost anymore. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, mycelium tribble. Now it makes a mycelial tribble. Minor details that make all the difference, right? No. Thank you. I know access is denied. Thank you. I use the daring tribble for my main just for theme reasons. Absolutely. I am game to do another. How would you feel about... No. This is a new ship. The Hibernia. It's the Voven now. Okay. How about Ninth Rule?
I'm online now.
You're online now? Would you like to join us for some leveling? Just for fun. I realize leveling with 3 doesn't work nearly as well as leveling with 2. But it is fun. Oh, Pie's on too. How interesting. Everybody's on. Wow. All the cool kids are here tonight.
I'll endeavor to do very little damage.
Oh, do as much as you want. Like I said, we're here for the fun. Everything else is just other stuff.
So, ninth rule.
I just had to send Pie a message there. Ninth Rule. And I'm launching. No, Apollo Felgar, join us! Please, it's all about the fun. I don't care about leveling. If I'm determined to level a ship, I will grab one of my other accounts, which I've got some big ships on, and do it, when I get up at 3 in the morning with insomnia or something like that. Join us! Come play! If I was serious about leveling the ship, this tune, which is at least 5 years old, if not older, would be leveled, and everything would be done. It's not. Let's see. Welcome to Star Trek Online. This tune is almost 5 years old. Come on. We're waiting. You can play with us. There we go. It's a game. And I can't remember why I created this tune.
I thought I'd even enough of their ships for salvage. I'll be under cloak.
Really? I think it was What's the Hell Who does Nadarian out earlier today? Or was that yesterday?
It was in an Nadarian this morning.
Yeah. I like if somebody brings one Nadarian for doing guillotine, because they can kind of just sit on the center of the cube and watch over everything that's there. the last phase is funny, of this or of guillotine? Or both?
You treacherous. Deal gets worse by the minute.
Did the Victorious captain sound cheerful there? I heard some cheers. Sweet smell.
Oh, yeah. Indeed it does, doesn't it? As Graz would say, why are they just warping in all this debris?
Crown jewels are hidden. Affirming.
Well, you'll be getting some fleet power network now.
And an ad break will be starting in about 1 minute. Ooh. 20 Valkyrie ships. Wow, that tells you how little I use this tune.
My game hard crashed.
Oh no. Wonder if it's related to all the crashes we were seeing yesterday.
I'll be right back.
Okie dokie. I was chatting with somebody who normally live streams just news stories and, real world stuff. And they have had power outages on and off since the storm on the weekend. Which, if you've had a ton of snow and ice, probably isn't super comfortable.
And I just realized what time it is.
It's like midnight, right?
Yeah.
So, breakfast time, snack time.
No, I'm going to bed. I'm really tired.
Go to bed.
I'm just really excited with Fallout New Vegas today.
Go get some rest and come back and play more games tomorrow.
I will. You
Okay.
guys have fun.
You too, Taz. Get some sleep. I'm glad that you're kind of back on a normal human schedule again.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night. Take care.
Good night.
You too.
So we are at the end of January. I have roughly 30 days to finish a bottle of scotch. I want to have an excuse to buy a new bottle on March 1st, which will be the second anniversary of the house. That means drinking the scotch in the meantime. Poor me. Poor me.
Twice about coming after us again. I'll let a light Modron's on his way to a...
So that actually did pretty good. That brought me all the way up to almost 3. So I can't complain about that. Again, I just ran over my cord for my headset. So, new headset. And for whatever reason, the cord that they give you is actually multiple cords that they've kind of daisy-chained together. This is going from a 3.5 jack to a 3.5 receptacle, then out to 2 3.5 jacks, one for the headset and one for the mic. And when you're fine there, you can stay. No, you can stay, Lolo. You can stay. I saw you there. The dog saw me approaching and she jumps off her bed going, "You're going to step on me." No, I'm not. I'm really not going to step on you. She's little. It's all yours, dear. Come on, go back to your bed. I have a bottle of Bullet. What the heck is Bullet? I have never heard of Bullet. Now you're going to make me look and find out what Bullet is. Ah, Bulliet. Kentucky whiskey. I don't know how you say it. Bullet. It's Kentucky. It's probably still pronounced bullet. Ooh. They have quite a few varieties of it, don't they? Including a single malt. Ooh, 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 ooh. So they have single malt whiskey and they also have bourbons. Interesting. How do you pronounce it? Oh, apparently you have to watch a video on how to pronounce it. You can't just look it up. Brand of Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey produced at that distillery in Shelbyville. Very interesting. And Lebanon, Kentucky. So I have a tendency to drink single malt whiskeys when I can afford them, which is not very often because that stuff's gotten really expensive. What's the other one you've got? Johnny Walker Blue. Ultra premium. Oh my gosh. Oh, that sounds delicious. Velvety texture with notes of dried fruit, cream, smoke, spice, and citrus. That sounds good. Yes, yes. I love it that you have to enter your birth date for them to let you go to some of these websites for wines and liquors. So the one that I usually get, the Lagavulin 16. Let's see, tasting notes. Peat smoke, iodine, seaweed, and sweet. I would never have thought of those words to describe Scotch. The smoky peat, yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't sound very good.
It's actually delicious, but it's intensely smoky.
Smoky peat.
Yeah. So to make it's a single malt whiskey, and when they're heating it up, rather than using other sources of heat, they use peat. So it imparts this really intense smoky flavor to it. So you can smell the smoke coming off of it.
I would get that it would be tasting like rot.
It tastes like you're at a campfire, is the best description I've got for it. When you get past the intense smokiness, it's incredibly smooth. Japanese whiskeys can be super delicious. I find they tend to be on the lighter side, so they're not as complex, but they're very, very nice to drink. I'm trying to think what the last one I had. Nika from the Barrel. I don't know that one at all. Ooh, that looks fun. Nika from the Barrel whiskey. Wow, and quite a few varieties of that too. Single malts, etc., etc. There's one called Micmara. Oh, excuse me, Macmira. My bad. Macmira? Macmira. Which is Swedish. I don't know if they still make it. They looks like they went out of business about 2 years ago. But places are trying to buy it. It's single malt whiskey, very light, very, very light. And sadly, I drank the last of mine not too long ago. If they ever go back into business, I would happily go back over to Sweden and buy some. Yeah, I saw that Nick
What
had
does
Keeper's Heart.
English whiskey taste
Light. Um, Complex flavor, but not a really heavy texture. Uh, doesn't coat the tongue, doesn't stay in your mouth super long, which is kind of a bad thing because it's a very pleasant flavor. But because it doesn't stay in your mouth, it's like, oh, I need another hit of that one. Oh, I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more. And then all of a sudden the bottle's gone.
like? Oh, and your liver as well.
Pardon?
What? And your liver as well.
Yeah, probably. Well, I made my bottle of that last for 7 years, I think. I don't.
Yeah, that will be all right for the liver.
Yeah.
No problem there.
No. It's a blend of Irish and American whiskeys. Interesting. Whiskey has gotten so ridiculously expensive that I don't drink a lot of it anymore. I don't like American whiskeys, though I will try that Johnny Walker. That sounded really good. I like proper Irish whiskeys. But courtesy of tariffs over the past couple of years, they've doubled and tripled in price. Just cannot afford it. Oh. So I don't know if you've seen in the last season of Picard when Picard and Jack are in the holodeck drinking at the bar. And Picard gets a bottle and starts pouring shots for the two of them and kind of comments on it being the cheap stuff, and it's bottled Jameson. And I'm thinking, oh, what a dig! What a dig at that. I mean, Jameson isn't great, but it's not that bad. It's good for Irish coffee. I don't know any of those. We'll have to try them. Would you gents like to take on another patrol? Okay. Let's just see who's running here.
Maybe Agala.
Sure. If we're off cooldown on that one. We did, yeah, we're off cooldown. So yeah, Wanted Argala. Launch it whenever you want. Yeah, some night, get a couple of bottles of whiskey. Everybody can bring their own favorite one. We can discuss those. We'll make it an 18 and older evening, though, so we don't corrupt the youth of America.
Oh, no.
Because heaven knows we don't drink over here when we're underage. Well, my son's been wanting to have his friends over for like a bartending party where you can practice making drinks and stuff, because they're all at that age where they will go to a bar, but they don't know how to actually make a drink. And they have a couple of friends who don't drink whatsoever, so they've got built-in drivers. There we go. Designated drivers. And I've been wanting to work on a Star Trek Online cocktail book. But when there's one person in the house, you can only try one drink every now and then. So the cousin who occasionally brings me wine and liquor and scotch and stuff from Sweden is quite a wine guy. They have wine tasting parties at his house. And he will spend days, weeks, months coming up with the best possible menu and which wines will complement it. So the local wine store here recently started having tasting parties and teaching people how to mix and match wines with various foods. I thought, oh, that sounds classy and elegant. So they had a summer one, and I went there, and they had, what's the appropriate wine to have with barbecued potato chips? Pretzels. Beef jerky. I'm thinking, we don't have wine with beef jerky. Hi, Danny Smithy. I'm sorry, I saw you on there earlier. My apologies for not saying hi earlier. How are you doing? And by the way, red wine and barbecued potato chips is amazing. I'm just happy.
Seem to be having problems with my connection again.
Oh, no. Did
Ah,
yep.
game threw me out.
But you're still with us in audio this time.
Odd.
No, this is. But you got into this one. Okay, so Pi occasionally will not be able to get into a patrol. He'll have to relaunch it like 5 or 6 times before it'll go. But you were here, right? Yeah, you're back. Okay.
Well, that was loud all of a sudden.
Oh, okay. The wine tasting party is too fancy, or the barbecued potato chips and red wine is too fancy? Please tell me it was the first and not the second. By the way, no wine goes with beef jerky. Beef jerky goes with beer. Yeah, no, I don't do that either. I mean, if you like something to eat and you like something to drink, there you go. Yeah, pretty much. Barbecue crisp and any alcohol is good enough for me. Yeah. I was surprised, though, depending on the red wine, if you get something that's kind of fruity and a little heavier than I normally would go for, the sweetness of the grapes in the wine really makes the barbecue flavor just absolutely pop. Absolutely delicious. But I don't like barbecued potato chips particularly, so it's a good thing for me. This year for New Year's Eve, I had decent champagne and a bag of chips, and that was a good evening. Just plain old chips, nothing fancy. Actually, that will be the party. Everybody get your favorite drink and something you like to snack on, and we'll do our Star Trek Online wine and food pairing party. As my son would put it, because there ain't no class like low class. By the way, if anybody has endeavors or anything they need to do, just speak up. Let us know.
I did this morning.
Yeah, we were around for that one. Did you get your one Undine ship?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, go look for a ship level. Jameson and wasabi peas. Now, and jelly beans and dark rum. Dang, that actually sounds really good.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
More for you, first.
Oh, yeah, there you go. It depends on the jelly beans, though. So, have you ever heard of Jelly Belly jelly beans?
No. What's that then?
Jelly Belly actually is a relatively local company. They're made in Wisconsin, and they have hundreds of flavors of jelly beans. So they have fresh pear, juicy peach, coconut, bubblegum, popcorn, buttered popcorn specifically. They're the ones who make all those jelly beans, the disgusting jelly beans for the Harry Potter game. But they pride themselves on really good flavoring. So you've got the traditional fruit flavored ones, and theirs taste like fruit. And then they've got the weird ones that actually taste good too. So I'm just thinking, you get yourself one of the coconut ones, one of the pineapple jelly beans, and you get some of the rum. There you go.
Oh.
You can make yourself a pina colada.
Okay.
If I ever get over there, I will bring you Jelly Bellies. Have I ever tried Diplomatico rum? I have not. I do like a good rum. Dark rum, apple juice, a little brown sugar, and cinnamon stick. Heat it up, serve it on a cold winter's day. And there's a long story behind this, but my dad used to call it a wheelabrator. And please don't ask for the story behind why it's a Wheelabrator. It just is. That's a company here. Why my dad decided this drink needed to be called that, I don't know. But it's really tasty. It's even good without the rum, but it's really good with the rum. Oh, I didn't even look. That brought this ship up. The ship is leveled. Total Wine and More is a nice store. Yes, it is. And they have samples available. And they're the ones who do the wine pairings. It's usually on Fridays and Saturdays. They deliver here too. Hi, Graz. How you doing?
Doing okay, you?
Doing good. Doing good.
Who's delivering what?
We're talking about Total Wine and More, which is, I don't know if it's national, but certainly local. They deliver wine and alcohol. Oh, yeah. Danny Smithy, I make really good mulled wine. There we go. Let's get rid of this ship here. We are just leveling some ships, so you are more than free to come and join us if you'd like, Graz. And we're chit-chatting about stuff.
Okay.
Speaking of stuff, did you see the news from Cryptic?
No.
The old COO, Jack something or another. Hang on, let me pull it up here. It sent this to me earlier. Everybody sent this to me earlier, actually. Jack Emmert has returned as the CEO of Cryptic. And next Tuesday he's going to do an AMA. He was the old COO and now he's the CEO. And he's back. I don't know, Pulufelkar. If you're not, you can be.
Okay, so Total Wine and More.
Yeah.
There is one, pretty much I'm not going to say a suburb, but a satellite city of where I live.
Mm-hmm.
You probably heard of Norman, Oklahoma.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, well, it's kind of a suburb of that. So it's like, yeah, it's just that's where the Total One and More is located. Here. But oh, how far is that away from me?
Oh, that doesn't look right. That's the wrong
it's
thing. You can ignore that one.
Pretty much it's like a good 26, 27 miles from where I live.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, but for some people, that's like a easy to do trip. For some people.
Well, it's not down the street, but it's maybe 8 miles from here. There's one 8 miles south. There's one 8 miles north. There's nothing right here because there's nothing right here. There.
Do they deliver to you?
They could, but it's so much fun to go in there. And one, they have tastings. They have the pairing parties. They usually have people who are quite knowledgeable if they're not being horses patoots. Every now and then you run into a horses patoot. Like the last one who recommended the, quote, champagne that I was drinking. It wasn't champagne. It wasn't particularly good. It was fine. But last year they had a champagne tasting event going on. As you're walking through, you'd get these little tiny plastic cups with about a teaspoon of, quote, champagne, close quote. And you'd sip on it and taste it and go, that's not bad. And you'd go down maybe the next aisle and there'd be something else. And you go down the next aisle, there'd be something else. And you could try like 10 different kinds without getting a buzz on. So back to the new CEO. He's from Cryptic back in the day. He left about the time that, or after Iconian War Art came out. 2016, so he's been gone for 10 years. But they had some pretty darn good stuff in his heyday there.
Like the Iconian War.
Like the Iconian War, like Legacy of Romulus. I don't think all this stuff is in order, but let's see. Unfortunately, Delta Rising was also in his thing. Yeah, everything up through Iconian War, so the Agents of Yesterday actually came out just as he was leaving. Solanae Dyson Sphere, the Cardassian Struggle, but he wasn't around when they did Gamma Quadrant. Gamma Quadrant came out 2 years later. I think some of the stuff in Future Proof and New Frontiers actually came out during that time span, but they were more like standalones that they put into those 2 new arcs. Perfect, thank you. Let me grab you out of quarantine here. There, you're now one of the crew. One of the ship, one of the crew. And you're more than welcome to just jump into chat with us. No, you don't need permission to come into chat. Everybody's welcome to just jump into chat. Anyway, you're out of quarantine now. Come chat with us. And now I've got the Terran Somerville, which at the time I thought was just the bee's knees when it came to ships. And now it's a ship. See, what do I want? Ooh, do I like that?
That's the console where you sacrifice shields and do electrical damage.
Is it?
I think.
You could be entirely right. Yep, pretty much. That's it.
Oh.
Sounds of Spirits, Pumpkin Spiced Cream.
Say that again?
Oh, I'm looking at Total Wine and
Oh.
More. And it's Sound of Spirits, Pumpkin Spice Cream.
I was at...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, hi, Exismer, but I was at the grocery store today, and they have a little wine section, and they had some new brand of wine called Oliver, and they had peach wine, blood orange wine. Oh, thank you for the cheers. Something else, but I mean like fruit-flavored wines, and I'm thinking, that's not wine. That's just an excuse to drink soda pop and get a buzz. Danny Smith says, I got the Vengeance yesterday. Yay! To get the trait and console for my legendary Doderidex. Blood orange wine sounds nice. I don't know. Because it's going to be a Riesling, so it's going to be a sweet wine. That's what I'm thinking. It sounds very much like soda pop. But they do have one, same vineyard, that produces wine called Pacific Rim, which is intensely sweet and does not have a single giant robot in it.
Ooh.
I know. Welcome to the voice chat.
Testing.
Hello.
You're here?
We hear you.
I think my mic is intermittent, so.
No worries. No worries. Happens to all of us. What is
Audio.
a nice mango-flavored dark rum? Oh, what is nice is mango-flavored dark rum. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally get into that. Can you see making a Mai Tai with mango-flavored dark rum?
Well, Captain Morgan has a tiki rum that is mango and pineapple.
Okay, yeah. I can see never having to get out of bed again as long as I've got that and something to go with it. So who was saying they weren't big for champagne? Was that you? You. Yeah. Champagne is, as far as I'm concerned, a little too dry. The bubbles are nice, but real champagne, it's fine.
No, real champagne I'm not a fan of because it's
Well, I'll be honest, I've had real champagne once because I was in London with my friend Catherine. And she said, oh, let's have champagne. And I'm thinking, yeah, let's get some sparkling wine. And she buys real French champagne. And I'm Hey, if it's on your budget, that's fine. It's not on mine. It was like $150 for a bottle. Give me the cheap stuff? Yep. I don't know that I'm a cheap date because I do like good scotch, but I don't usually drink it on a date. And if I'm on a date, I'm usually the one driving, so I'm iced tea. And not Long Island iced tea, just tea. Hi, Lexers, how you doing? One time ages ago, my near neighbor was in World War II as a cook and made wine. One time he made a banana wine and gave it to your mom. It was so nice, never seen anything like that since. Wow, banana wine. Well, I've heard of people making...
Banana beer.
One of my coworkers used to make fruit-flavored beers. And he brought me homemade apricot beer. I love apricots, but... You know, he was my superior, so I took it home and drank it and kind of went, that was really interesting. Would you like some more? Oh, no, that's okay. I know you don't make much. Lexers, you sure it's a cold and not the stupid flu thing that's going around? Because that sucker just stays and stays and stays and stays. I got it on December 3rd, and I'm still having some issues with it. It's almost February. Apricot brandy, yeah, the whole different thing. Apricot brandy's good. Raspberry brandy, apricot brandy. I have a collection of Eder bottles, if anybody knows Eder. I think it's Swiss brandies. They have apple, grape, pear, cherry. The stuff is amazing. Absolutely delightful, ridiculously expensive. But they have bottles, hand-blown glass bottles, where in the interior of the bottle they have blown a bunch of grapes or a couple of cherries or an apple or a pear in glass. It's beautiful. And now I have the bottles, and I'm thinking, maybe somebody collects them because I brought them over from Switzerland, one at a time, and now I have no use for them at all. Hot honey vodka. So hot honey is a thing here. It's honey that's hot with chili flakes in it or some kind of spice like that. So is it that kind of hot honey, or is it hot like in hot temperature? Hot temperature. Okay. Sounds good. Graz, you want to join us?
Sure.
We've been leveling ships and having fun.
Have you? I saw that you did the event this morning.
Oh yeah, but we can do that too.
Okay. Yeah, I need to do it twice in a row. The reason why is today is I finished it.
Yay!
Because I get to run it again.
Yes, to get that delightful lithium.
Well, I'm not in it for the bill on this tune. Because I think I've said it probably a bajillion times. I have too much unrefined dill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm currently at 2.45 million.
Refined or unrefined?
Unrefined. I wish
yeah.
I had that. If I had that refined, I would be throwing it onto the market.
If you had that refined, you wouldn't have it refined, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Well, he would. If he tosses on the market, it'll be staying there for like 2 months.
Yeah. But at the same time, throw it on the market when you've got it, and eventually you'll get surprised. I threw a bunch on the market before Thanksgiving because I knew I wasn't buying anything. I was hoping to have it turned into Zen before the anniversary event, and I did. So it has converted over, and I haven't bought anything with it yet.
I have like 8.6 million on this tune.
Unrefined or refined?
Refined.
Ah!
I don't know what to buy, so I never buy anything.
Then,
Zen. Buy Zen.
and then you can buy mod bundles or something.
Yeah. It takes a while to convert to Zen, but if you're not using it for anything, get the Zen.
I have
And then you can have the
just under 10,000 Zen.
Atlas's console on every tune, for example.
There'll be something coming up for the anniversary in a couple of weeks here, so
Yeah.
I just don't know what to buy, so I never buy anything.
I'm that way.
I'm one of those people that, like, I don't want to make a mess up, so I just don't do anything.
I decide I'm not going to buy anything, and then all of a sudden somebody will be doing the, hey, you need that, or I look at something like, I want to say it's the 12th anniversary. It wasn't, maybe it was the 13th, but I bought an anniversary bundle because I wanted Beverly's costume out of it. And by the time I bought everything to just get the costume, it was cheaper to buy the 13th anniversary bundle for the stupid costume. Obviously not on this account because it says I haven't gotten it. Yes, that's what I mean, Lexers. Thank you.
I hope next year when if they do this, the Kobayashi event again,
Mm-hmm.
throw in the Battle Royale. The one.
Well, remember they did that for a different event last year?
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll see that again. Exomer says, for chili, I tried the new chili sauce with pepper X called Gator Extra Hot. It's brutal power. Tried mixing it with English mustard. Oh! Yeah, that would. I'm going to queue us up to do the event. Are you ready, Graz?
I'm ready.
Here you go. Weeboo?
We will.
Okay.
I thought I clicked the button.
Say that again?
Oh no! For a second there, I thought I clicked it.
Oh, yes. Yes, please make sure you click it. Click it. Click it now. Oh, it's thinking about it. There's probably a bazillion people in there, and they've got to get everybody out of the theater and sweep up the floor and get all the popcorn up before they let the next group in.
Yeah. If
Exactly.
if Starfleet Academy makes it to a season or a few seasons ago, they need to do the Kobayashi.
Oh, that's interesting thought. Yeah. Maybe they will. Maybe it'll be in season 2 or something.
When is it usually done for cadets?
I don't know. I would think it would be. Well, how long is the academy? Is it like 4 years, like a college?
As far as I know, unless canon, something in canon says otherwise, I'm going to assume it's a normal 4-year college.
Yeah, that kind of was what I was thinking. So,
There might be branches and stuff that might be like 2 years or 4 years, 3 years. But in general, I think your average one's going to be like 4 years, where some disciplines taking might be a little bit shorter, while others might be a little bit longer.
okay, so the purpose of the Kobayashi Maru is to teach the potential of a no-win situation, correct?
Yes.
I would think that would have to be like in year 3-ish.
Yeah, it's like they might allow you to take it as early as sophomore or year 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no sophomore. I get where you're going with that.
But in general, I'm going to assume most cadets especially cadets that will potentially be captaining a starship, you'll be like halfway through year 3.
Lexer says, if
It-
I remember correctly, or as far as I know, the Starfleet Academy program is 4 years in school and like 2 years posting as a cadet. That sounds about right. Nog's was a year, but Nog wasn't at the academy, or he was at the academy during a war, correctly?
yes.
So that would be a little
Uh,
different, I would think.
Yeah, usually, if a war happens, they're going to start fast tracking
Mm-hmm.
certain elements.
And didn't Wesley have to repeat a year because of the whole Nova Squadron thing?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So yeah, that concept of roughly 4 years and a couple of years.
Yeah, it's like, it's not cadet, but it'll be more of a midshipman.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like they don't officially have a rank. They're there to get their feet on the ground, experience.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, no, I totally agree. Exisimer says it's only no-win because of a lack of firepower. If the Enterprise has way better guns, it is not a no-win scenario. I thought the purpose of it was to teach the fact that there are times that no matter how good you are, how prepared you are, how
Yeah.
educated you are, you can run into a situation where you cannot win. And it's more of a
Yeah,
psychological teaching moment than anything else. Rather than a realistic, how do you outthink this one?
the reason why Kirk won is, yes, he did cheat, but he programmed the computers to have the enemy view him as a legendary captain.
Oh, is that what that
Yeah.
was?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's been a long
I'm
time
not-
since I've seen the movie.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the Kelvin Kirk.
Oh, okay.
The Kelvin timeline, he cheated and giving his ship an upgrade.
Ah.
But the Shatner Kirk was able to bluff his way out. If I remember canon correctly.
I just remembered that they said you cheated and therefore you never faced death.
Yeah, he did cheat. He programmed. He changed the parameters of the event to where he could win, and he bluffed his way out. Oh, yeah.
Might as well skip the cooperation, my rule, because then that it's some exercise that is 1,000 years old.
Like I said, it's the same thing like when Wesley was going into the academy and they were doing the personality test in terms of what do you do when you have to make a decision of who you can save and who you can't save. And that's a choice that may come up. You have to make that decision. Is it realistic? No.
It's more of a teaching
Exactly.
experience. Where,
It is a
Yeah,
teaching
it is.
moment.
yeah, is it possible that a cadet graduates and goes through 30 years in Starfleet and never come across a no-win scenario?
Sure.
Yes. Even though they are thrown into headfirst into stuff left and right. Yes, quite possible.
Do you remember the episode Tapestry when Picard doesn't get stabbed in the heart and winds up just being a lieutenant even as he's getting older because he never took the risks? So there would obviously be people in Starfleet who either didn't take that test, didn't pass in terms of being the person who can make that type of decision. Maybe it's a thing to determine who can go tracking along a command track, who's better as a science officer, who's better as just like lieutenant in engineering, would probably not have to face that. Let's see. Back to Lexers. There's an SNES game called Starfleet Academy. One of the winning solutions is to decline saving the ship, saying a military ship on a rescue would trigger a war, and you'll be forwarding the distress call to the Federation Embassy on Kronos. Okay, reasonable. Exumer says, but it's still possible for the crew to be able to hack the enemy ship and shut down their shields and weapons. The idea of a no-win scenario is also impossible. The odds may drop, but having no chance does not happen. Again, it's not to say that it can't happen. You might be able to think your way out of it, but the possibility exists, even if it's slim.
I can say unequivocally that there are no-win scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
I face it every day when I go to work.
What do you do for a living?
It's a joke.
Oh, I'm thinking, wow, that is dark, but it could happen.
Arc, yeah.
Yeah, I know enough people who have to be in the military, and yep, that's a possibility where there is no winning decision. Sometimes the only winning decision is not to play, if I may quote a little War Games.
Right.
Another movie to add to our list of things to watch. Speaking of which, what do we want to watch on Friday? I don't want to do Starfleet Academy because there's only the one episode that's coming out.
You want to kind of build it up to 2 episodes?
Yeah, I want to be able to do 2 at a time on those. And so we've had suggestions of Murder by Death, Clue, Airplane. What else come out? I think people wanted something that's Star Trek Scouts. What is Star Trek Scouts? Is Starfleet Academy as bad as I keep hearing? Yes and no. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Some people are meh about it. It has its moments as far as I'm concerned. It has good moments. It has a few very good moments. It's got a few bad moments. It's got a few really bad moments. But overall, it's
It could
fine.
be better.
It absolutely could be better. But it's, despite what people say, I don't think it's the worst Trek out there. One, it's a very limited run. It's only 20 episodes. It's got Robert Picardo in it.
Is it on Paramount Plus?
Yes, it is.
I'll never see it then.
You sure? All you have to do is jump in here when we watch it on Friday nights. And we should do a watch party here. And you're more than welcome to join us. I like Holly Hunter as an actress. I don't like her in this role. Not because she's not doing a good job. I just don't think it's a good character. Weirdly enough, the Klingon is an interesting character. And the male lead, Caleb, is an interesting character. And I think if they had focused on those two more, it would be a much more interesting show. Lexers, the show has already been made for 2 seasons. It's going to run out the full 20 episodes. Whether it's going to get renewed for a 3rd season, because remember, it's already done. Everything's done. It's all filmed. Everybody's been paid. And they're going to show it. People don't have to watch it, but they've spent the money on it. And they made the commitment to filming all 20 episodes last year, 2 years ago? No, you really don't need to know about the Gem Klingon hybrid. You really don't. No. The less said, the better, in my opinion. Yeah, as Drunken Heretic says, it's in the can in more ways than one. But if they go to make Season 3, here's where you get to the fun part. Seasons 1 and 2 were done under the Paramount license with everything, with Bad Robot and all that. From what I've read, Bad Robot and all the Kurtzman stuff will not be part of the Skydance Paramount license for Star Trek. That's what came out today. It's still a rumor. But it looks like they don't want to have Kurtzman doing Star Trek because he's doing it through his production company, and they're citing that he is charging a considerable amount more to do it through his company than if they did it through the standard production companies, and I mean a lot more. So that's one reason they want to break. They're also, and again, this is just in the rumor mill, that they're talking about making everything under Kurtzman non-canon.
Which would be
It would be
Everything beginning with Discovery.
beginning with Discovery.
yay.
So it'd be.
Some
Or
people,
wait, the
some people.
2009 Star Trek movie.
But the problem is, I like Strange New Worlds, and I like season 3 of Picard. I thought those two worked. But Discovery, Strange New Worlds, Picard, and Starfleet Academy would be non-canon. They would be an alternate universe. Exismer says Star Trek deserves to go on. I agree with that. So we should all watch the new stuff whether we like it or not. I think we vote with our opinions. I think that Star Trek would go on because somebody at Skydance likes Star Trek a lot and has been very, very noisy about their pleasure in seeing new Star Trek come out.
I'll say this. I've mentioned this idea before, both for Star Wars and Star Trek. Have a grandfather figure. It's kind of like telling stories to his grandkids, family, of various either adventures he's had or other stories that friends have told him. And pretty much you start out with the episode, kind of like a Princess Bride. You had the Fred Savage and Peter Falk.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of that idea of each episode is going to be a little bedtime story. No, okay, not specifically bedtime stories. You could have one as a bedtime story, another as a by the fireplace Christmas story, but just various stories. And then, depending on how well said story does, might be able to turn that story into a movie or TV show to kind of flesh out idea.
That, kids, is How I Met Your Mother.
Lexer says, I disagree with what Exismer was saying. We owe it to the franchise to give chance to the new stuff. I agree with that. But when there's a JJ style mess, we need to be blunt about it. I also agree with that. I think that we should not judge what's coming out based on other people's reviews. We should judge for ourselves and make decisions for ourselves. And I think that, like all Trek, it does not get its feet on the ground in the first season. I think that's going to be super true here.
Yeah.
It has moments. My concern is that of late, Hollywood produces shows for their personal politics rather than for making entertainment that people would like to see. A near miss would be good. Hey, if Exismer, if we come to the end of 10 episodes and we've had 6 near misses, 3 disasters, and 1 that was really good, hey, I'll go for it. The first episode, I thought, had a lot of potential. Second episode had moments that I really enjoyed. Not so much with the third episode. But the second episode, I know a lot of people got into the whole conflict with would the Betazoids use sign language. I can totally go with that one. I can see why a lot of things that happened because of the way Beta Z reacted after the burn. I have a big issue with the burn. It's not science. It's fantasy. It doesn't happen that way. Inverse square law.
Yeah.
But
You
sign language, I can totally buy people using sign language, even though it's American Sign Language, but still they used American Sign Language. And for those of us who enjoy deaf culture as a culture, that was nice.
yeah, and I'll say this is like some people say, but can't they just communicate telepathically? Yeah, you have your average beta said, yes. Yeah, that physically they might be deaf, but they might be able to communicate. But then again, you have your outliers. Some of them might not be able to communicate verbally or telepathically. Yeah.
Going
But
back
yeah,
to like stuff in the first season not necessarily being great. Like even Next Generation, I like Next Generation. It's probably one of my favorite series, but
Mhm.
I thought it got interesting in the third season.
Yes, it did. You're
yeah,
correct. It took the
yeah,
first two seasons to kind of figure out what it was going to do and how it was going to get there. And by season three, they kind of had it together. And that seems to be a case with TNG, even DS9 to an extent, definitely Voyager. Took more than a year to get its feet on the ground. And with this, we're only getting 20 episodes. It's really not enough time. Lexer says, well, Mom, furthering the trans stuff with that Jem Hadar being a stand-in effigy for transgenderism is a serious issue in the current political landscape. It, I disagree with that. I don't think being a hybrid is a stand-in for transgenderism. I think it's a stand-in for hybridism, two cultures coming together. I don't like the character, not because it's a Klingon hybrid gender mix, or Klingon Jem'Hadar hybrid, which I have issues with, but okay, so we've had human Klingon mixes. I can see where they're going with it. As a character, though, her behavior is unacceptable, and I don't think the captain's behavior is acceptable either.
By now, we should be able to see a Star Trek series that does stick the landing in the first season.
We did. It was lower decks is the problem. Actually, Strange New Worlds has pretty much hit it too.
Yeah, here. We can see that. Apparently, that is still a problem for some shows.
Yeah. I think the big
I think
thing
for
with.
me
Go ahead.
the difficulty isn't that they can't make something good. I think that most people just tend to be too impatient to wait it out. So, like, let's say Strange New Worlds, they stuck the landing on the first season. Just imagine what the third season would be like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like give something time. People are owning their characters. They're learning. The writers are getting better. Things like that. But to expect a hit right out the bat from a lot of shows, I don't think that's necessarily a production problem. I think that's a consumer problem.
It can be.
They're not
It can
they're not
be.
as patient with certain things.
Well, it should be possible to make a show that I like, beginning with the first season, like in Lower Decks,
Hmm.
Well,
as opposed to a show I'm beginning to like after I sat through the first seasons, like TNG.
yeah. Here's the thing with Lower Decks. The guy had everything to pull from. He knew his Trek. He knew the lore. He knew everything, and he knew where he was going. He had his full 5 season arc figured out. So he knew what he'd have to do each season and then in each episode to make it work. And one reason I did not like the first season is because I couldn't understand it. And that was just because it's going fast and it's going loud, and somebody, DT, just reached over and hit the button for closed captions, and all of a sudden it's like, oh. And then I didn't like the 5th season because it all seemed like, what's the point? This is kind of a stupid episode, blah, blah, blah. And then you hit the last 2 episodes, and he had this all planned. It all fit together. Everything came together in those last 2 episodes. And you go back and you look and you're like, oh my God, he had the whole thing figured out. So I'm going to try and be patient to watch Academy all the way through the end of the 2nd season before I make a final judgment, because maybe they got the whole thing figured out.
Hmm.
Hi, Drunken Heretic.
Hey.
The Jem'Hadar have sexual organs. I'll take your word for it. Never saw them, but fine.
I'm not sure about that.
I've never seen them.
okay. I'm going to assume that the gibber that we see on screen
Mm-hmm.
are clones.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, unless you have some really great genetically engineering stuff that you can create species out of nothing. They it's like the border came from somewhere. I'm going to, and you get some tidbit of origin story that one of the Williams tells Odo. So I'm going to assume the same is true for the Jem'Hadar.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that the species as a whole had a male-female.
Do you? But male female is being separate. It doesn't exist in all species here on Earth.
True, but unless pretty much unless you had something that specifically said otherwise, pretty much the, you there's one race from Enterprise that had three species, three genders. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and I think every other one was at some point had binary genders. Yeah, you had one in TNG that was monogendered, but that was due to they were forcing everyone into that.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was more a social thing. So just looking at numbers here, 5% of all animal species on Earth are male, distinctly male or female. 5% of animal species, or 33% if you're including insects, are hermaphroditic. In plants, it's almost all hermaphroditic. And there are quite a few species of reptiles, amphibians, and fish that are unisexual, no males whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Asexual.
these
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, these things exist here on Earth, with male and female as being a dichotomy is not uncommon in animals, but also you could make the argument that the Jem'Hadar may have always been all males and that they cloned them for convenience.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know how they reproduced prior to that. And I'm not saying that's how it happened, but we could make that argument. Hermaphroditic, yes, absolutely. Those you'd still have to have one being able to carry and reproduce. Maybe they're an egg-laying species.
My understanding of it is what Danny said is that they were genetically engineered. And if they're genetically engineered for a process, cloning is taking something you had before,
Right.
and trying to replicate it or duplicate it. But they were genetically engineered.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're assuming that they were genetically engineered for war, then those other things aren't necessary. So it again, we're going down a rabbit hole on fantasy, but if the founders decided that that wasn't necessary, they wouldn't have to have engineered them to have that.
Let me catch up on notes here. Danny Smithy says, based on Star Trek Deep Space Nine canon, the Jem'Hadar are a genetically engineered species designed solely for combat, that they are generally understood to be genderless, sexless, and do not possess sexual organs. Makes sense. And Lexer says, Mom, check your emails. Cryptic sent an official message. The CEO got sacked and the former one is back. Not entirely the case. Lexers, yes, they do have a new CEO. It's the former COO, Jack Emmert. And he will be on 10 Forward Weekly next Tuesday doing an AMA, which will be recorded and rebroadcast for those of you who don't get a chance to ask your questions. But they're going to try and get as many people in there as possible to ask questions about the changes. But yeah, he was with Cryptic and with Star Trek Online up through about the Iconian War, if I'm reading it correctly, through 2016. But yes, we have been chit-chatting about that. So if the Jem'Hadar were genderless in the first place, or sexless in the first place, then to do a Jem'Hadar Klingon crossover, the Klingon would have...
Not of a problem if you can genetically engineer a species that is create the whole genome template out of whatever data you have available or not, out of creativity.
You could probably...
It would be no problem to make yourself a Jem'Hadar woman.
Yeah,
Or
but
make it
at the same time, all you'd
hybrid.
really need would be a Jem'Hadar zygote and implant that in the
Into a
Klingon.
Klingon lady.
Yeah, exactly. I could see that as being possible.
Yeah, you could do that, no
Yeah.
problem. Why you would is unknown, but yeah.
I mean, we're not that far from the ability to do stuff like that right now. I mean, a zygote would
So
just have to. I'm sorry.
I have a side question that might go towards this.
Sure.
I think it was Enterprise.
Uh huh.
Didn't they grow a clone of the engineer?
Yeah.
So that
Of Trip. Yeah, they cloned Trip.
So are we saying the clone would then be able to reproduce?
Yeah, you would be able to. If you're cloning something that's got gender, then they could reproduce with another of that species. So Trip could have reproduced with whomever. In the normal manner. I mean, clones don't lose their ability to reproduce. So I can totally buy with that. But
be making a full clone, where you could just flash clone any organ you need. But
you would
yeah,
think.
whatever.
You would think. So Danny Smithy says the character father was a Jem'Hadar and the mother was a Klingon. So that I can understand, because making the genetic material is possible. I mean, you don't really have a zygote per se from the male if you don't have a sex organ or everything that you need for sexual reproduction. But let's say you were to take the equivalent of a stem cell. You need to reduce it through the cell would have to reproduce. It would split down to its constituent DNA of some sort. That would be probably the bigger issue if you're going that way. Would the DNA be compatible? No problems. Absolutely. You're always welcome here, Pula Felgar. Always. You can just jump into chat anytime you're on. But yeah,
I've had mixes of hybrids of several species for a long time. Vulcan and human, notably.
Klingon.
1,000 years now.
Belanotaurus was a hybrid human Klingon, right? And if I remember right, was it Kalar?
She was half a human as well.
Right, and if I remember, there was a line thrown in there that it took a while for their parents to figure out how that was going to happen. It required a lot of messing around with the doctors and research and all that other stuff. So yeah, I can see that they could do it. But I come back down to...
Lots of the galaxy.
Humans like to reproduce. It's one of our favorite pastimes. The question always comes back down to the DNA. It would have to be so close to identical. But then you get back to the possibility of the founders, if they did indeed spread the genetic material across the galaxy. In theory, there should be enough similarities that it would work, but DNA switches so fast, at least in humans. I don't know.
It's a cut-off population about 10,000 years at absolute maximum, with a population over 1,000 specimen to be cut off from the population they were cut off from, to be no longer to be able to reproduce.
Right, absolutely. That happened with it was species of squirrels in the Grand Canyon, where the one was able to interbreed with the next one down the line, and so far, like you're going in a circle, but by the time they got around to the 8th variation, it was no longer capable of breeding with the original species. Why would a race engineered for war be intersected with having a child? The show would need to explain it because it confuses me. Why? Oh, the why. What are they saying? It's been 800 years since the... Oh, when did the burn happen?
The burn happened 100 years before the Discovery seasons.
Right, but when when Discovery went forward, how many years into the future did it go from its time?
900, I believe.
Okay, so about, what, 750 since the time of the Gamma Quadrant War, right? The Cardassian War?
I would say let's just say around 800 years.
Okay, so let's say it's
Yeah, yeah,
800 years. Um, yeah, it's okay, maybe. Maybe during that time, the Jem'Hadar would have decided that reproducing, aside from being a clone, is interesting to them, and they wanted to do the whole meet up with people and have kids. But pretty much since they are a male species, or a non-gendered but primarily male-facing species, that they'd have to hook up with women. I don't know.
it also could be that the original population of Jim'Hadar,
Yeah,
I'm saying if they were uplifted, there
br-
could be
yeah,
they may have male female,
it could be.
and yeah, the Jim'Hadar in question that you see on screen
Hmm.
were the genetically engineered
Right.
soldiers that
Hmm.
were clones. While you could have on planet Timbuktu in the Gamma Quadrant, you could have uh, a control population that they keep around for
Okay. Yeah, wherever
purposes
they
of
got the original genetic material for, and the people that they then took off to one of their research labs to clone them. Because
yeah,
remember, we've got that episode in the game where we go see the failed experiment with, I think it was the Fakiri.
yeah, and
Yeah.
but yeah, pretty much the way I see it is they probably have a planet somewhere that they keep a control population large enough to take DNA samples from, because uh, they know full well that they could theoretically, if something happens that they lose all the Gemini and they need to go back and get some more. Also, at the same time, they're needing fresh DNA, so they'll, as long as they have this population here that's sufficiently sized, that they can go grab some more DNA, because someone might come up with a virus that wipe, wipes out certain.
Ooh, I just found something interesting. The Jem'Hadar come from Dominion hatcheries. This takes us back to the possibility that we are looking at an egg-laying species. Okay, this
But
is just, little bits of.
yeah, but also at the same time, it could be the term that they use for cloning bath.
That's true. That could be. Lexer says, in any way, it requires some serious canonical explanation, and right now the mere glossing over and pushing it away is unacceptable. Well, hey, we're trying to explain it away, but in my opinion, the burn requires serious canonical explanation, and telling me that somebody got sad in a bunch of dilithium does not qualify as science.
Now, if it was in Star Wars,
Hmm.
I that
We can do it in Star Wars because that is fantasy. We're not pretending that's science.
yeah, Star Wars is more sci fantasy,
Hmm.
while Star Trek is more. There might be some fantasy
It's
elements, but
slightly more sciencey than
yeah,
Star Wars.
it's like some of the stuff might be pushing it, but still, it's yeah. I can definitely see if they had some like technological explanation of maybe Iconians or Iconian level tech that sent out some weird pulse wave that did that would be more feasible in my mind.
Abula Felgar points out that midichlorians are the answer to everything. Oh, that is so good. That is such a good line. And Exismer points out Zephram Cochrane got Warp 1 in a ship that does not use dilithium. Interesting. I had forgotten that. What's the name of that ship?
The Phoenix.
Thank you. United States, blah, 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 blah.
Where's the bippity boppity boop? Sorry.
Yep, it doesn't explain a bit out of it. Says used warp plasma. That's as close as we get to an explanation of it. No discussion about the lithium or anything else. That's a really good catch. How the heck did it do it? If the lithium... Well, we know it's not required because the Romulans use
Singularities.
singularities to do it. It had to have had advanced inertial dampeners because they came out of it as more than a pile of goo. Also, not all species use DNA as genetic material. RNA is different than DNA. And you're right, not every species uses DNA, but RNA is... it's part of it, but it's not.
It's part of the same cell, but in the... It used to be another cell. In very ancient times, that used to be a parasite that was eaten by another cell.
No, that's the
kinda-
that's
incorporated.
It's not the midichlorians. It's the mitochondria, yes. But RNA, especially mRNA, is messenger RNA, which is used... the DNA makes the RNA, which is then used to make the proteins, and then it recombines with the DNA. But in its form as RNA, it's different than DNA. It's just to mess with everybody.
So,
And I don't remember... What is...
want to go
Yeah, let's do
topic?
something that does not involve discussing Jem'Hadar and their sex drive. Or lack thereof.
Please.
Still, the tech would be a golden thing for a post-burnt area. Yeah, the Romulans took over is all I can tell you. What are we doing?
Sompac?
Sompek? Sure. We can do
Yeah.
some. Hang on, let me make sure the student's got something. Oh yeah, she can do Sompek. Any particular reason we're doing Sompek? I mean, I'm fine with it, but...
I need to
Oh.
do the...
Sure.
I just completed the event when we
Okay,
did
all right.
Kobe.
Okay, we can do Sompek. We're cute. Weeboo?
We will.
Let's see. Lexers points out very correctly, it's too complicated for the quality of Discovery writing staff. 100% right. I will say that with TNG, and I'm pretty sure with DS9 and maybe even with Voyager less so, they actually had science people who knew what science was, and while they could cringe at some of the stuff, at least with some of it, they were pretty accurate.
I'll say this: some of the science that they were making up
Mm-hmm.
could. I'm just throwing that out there for the benefit of doubt. They could be right because some of the stuff we don't know that we don't know it. There's stuff that it's like some people say that the Dyson sphere cannon is this. Me, I'll say this: we don't have the science to understand it.
Yep.
It could be we could have if we had the right material, we could make it. But then
We
again,
would need to develop that material, and we would need to overcome some immense engineering challenges.
Oh,
And if we could
that
do
is...
that, that would not very feasible to do to capture the energy of one single star. That would be
the way I view it is, a lot of stuff is needed for it, but at the same time, if you're advanced enough, you might do it for a project of some sort.
yeah. That is another thing. If you have in the far future a thingy that is equivalent to Kickstarter,
Yeah.
and on the Kickstarter you put something. Let's do a Dyson sphere. And then if like a quadrillion people read that and decide to give you 50 cents or something, Then you build your Dyson sphere, no problem.
By the way, thank you, Lexers, for the sub. It's been 27 months, and we appreciate each and every one of those 27 months, Lexers.
And maybe you decide why it gotta be a sphere. I want a Dyson cube.
Well, what is the Purnell Niven book where it's the ring instead of the sphere?
Ringworld.
Ringworld, yeah. Their argument being it was easier to build a ring than it was to build a sphere. Same concept. Get your sun at the middle, but all you do is build a ring, except it messes with people's brains a little bit, but that's okay. Ringworld is a great series of books. Danny Smithies, spiral wave disruptors have gone missing out of the Dill store. I didn't know they were in the Dill store. Are they in the Dill store?
They are.
Okay.
Well, they are supposed to be. When you buy a Cardassian ship, and you own that Cardassian ship, you should be having the spiral wave disruptor on that Cardassian ship, which you cannot upgrade then.
Right, right.
But you can buy, once you own that Cardassian ship, the upgradable spiral wave cannons.
Lexers, we're not going to let reality mess with our concepts of fun toys. But yeah, that's the reason why Ringworld went with the ring versus doing a Dyson sphere. But what they say, if you take all the materials within the solar system, you could build a ring, but you couldn't build a sphere of the thickness it would have to be. If you have not read Ringworld, go read Ringworld. Great book. Books. Especially the third one, which I think is called The Third Hand.
You fought with honor, despite the odds. I look forward to watching.
Okay, got a friend that's needing me to call him.
Yeah, we take you through Arena of Sompek and then you leave us.
From the sounds of it, he needs me to call him.
Go call your friend.
Okay.
And we will figure out the missing spiral wave disruptors. So, Danny Smithy, is this tune that you've got one that has an existing Cardassian ship? Do you have to? Yeah, you'd have to. Would you have to buy the Cardassian ship? Do I own a Cardassian ship? So it can't be one if you did like the Gem. No, that's the Gemmies Cardassian ships.
One of the Sea Store Cardassian ship you gotta own.
I'm sure I do not have one of those.
I don't know if that goes with a coupon or something.
Oh, apparently I do have Cardassian ships available. Okay, yeah, it's got them with the Got them all with the Vanguard pack. Okay, so in theory, what's my favorite one on this bunch? I'll take the Gaylord just for fun.
Well, I'm almost logged in.
Okay, no hurries. It doesn't want to let me claim this. There it is. Very slow. Okay, let's go look at that one. Okay, so that gave me my spirals. And now if I go up to the C store, or sorry, to the, what is it? What would be under, though?
Reclaim.
Yeah. So they are in, yeah, they are here.
Where you can get like your prolonged engagement phaser array or Zombek assault or all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I see them all here. You've discarded the ship, but I know you have calm before the storm. Yeah, but even though you discard the ship, you should still... Well, hang on, because I can always reclaim the ship. I don't care.
So in the Delicium store, you open it up. There you see
Yeah.
the tab special items, EV suits, and reclaim.
Yeah,
In
that's where I'm.
reclaim, there should be the
It's here. I'm
spiral
looking at it
ring.
right now. Might be a console thing. Yeah, if might need to you might need to wait for the next patch.
I don't know what particular console thing that would be.
Well, it could be a glitch on the
It
console
should be
thing.
just there. Should be working just as fine.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes. Yeah, Lexers, they are in the Dill store for the spiral disruptors. If I discard the ship, I should be able to reclaim the ship, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's try that. I'm going to discard that ship real quick. Oh yeah, I don't even care. So let's discharge that one. Interestingly, it's the USS Anson. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so now I've discarded the ship. I'm going back over to the lithium store, back to reclaim. Okay, once you discard the ship, you cannot reclaim the spirals. You have to have the ship there to claim the spirals. So if you discard the ship, you're going to have to reclaim the ship, and then you can get the spirals back, because that's where I'm at right now.
We have the ship reclaimed as in
You,
your list.
you have to have it in your list. So
Would it be fitting if you had the box in the inventory?
I will tell you that in just a second.
That is interesting. I wonder if the advanced phasers and advanced disruptors are the same way.
Don't know. Okay, I'm going to reclaim that ship. Okay, I'm going to claim it. Maybe. No, it says it's successful. Okay, now it's still in the box. I haven't done anything with it. Go back in here to reclaim, to spiral. Okay, it doesn't work if you've just got the box.
I have it in your ship list.
Yeah. Okay, so now I've done that. Going back in one more time. Yeah, it's got to be in your ship list. Once you've got them, though, and they're in your inventory, they're not going to disappear. But if you want more of them, you'll have to reclaim the ship.
So, okay. If you don't mind me changing the topic, what's everybody thinking about the new CEO? New old CEO?
Well, we kind of were talking about that earlier. I am extremely hopeful that he's going to bring back some of the fun that we had with some of the stuff, with some of the more interesting storylines, with better developed storylines that come out faster. Because when he was there, we tended to have whole chunks, whole arcs come out at one time. And some of the stuff was really, really good, too.
Okay. I'm a bit reserved because I remember him from City of Heroes and City of Villains.
Yeah.
That's where he came from.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember they pushed him out around issue 6 in City of Heroes.
Okay.
For reasons.
Do you know what the reasons were?
He was a hard person to work with. Kind of what it boiled down to.
Well, it's been 10 years. Maybe he'll have changed. I'm of the opinion that, what the heck, they need some leadership that's familiar with Star Trek Online. I love the devs.
They do.
But it doesn't make them necessarily good businessmen. Yeah. And I think one of the issues we've had since, really for the last few years has been, it's so focused on make ships, sell ships, and less focused on make a fun game.
Yeah, there is way too much focus on the loot boxes.
Yeah. And just buy ships, sell ships, buy ships, sell ships. Like What's the Hell said, it's nice to get the ships, but then you have to have something to do with them. And running the same stuff over and over and over gets repetitive and dull, and I think it's one reason people like Sav and JB left is there's just nothing to do in the game that we haven't already done.
Right, you only play the same TFO 100 times,
Yeah.
and then what you can do then. So I don't know. It'll be a wild card. There's a hope, and there's hope in me that he'll like really shake things up.
I'd love to
Like
see it.
I would really like to see something like allowing single cannons to be mounted in the rear, or something crazy like I know a certain dev has already said no, but I really like to see like Omnis be able to be mounted in the rear, but only in the rear, but you can have more than two.
Yeah. I would love to see change to more content coming out more often. And I'm totally fine with it being like what they did with Deca, where they had that one mini episode, which is like 15 minutes long. It was great. It was like some of the old stuff. It's fun to have content that isn't these massive stories. I mean, I love the massive stories, but short episodes can be fun too. And I'd love to see them figure out what the heck they're doing with this current arc. It has been going on for, well, Kings and Queens has been out for a long time. Let's see. Terran Gambit ended 20. Was it 23 or was it 22? It had to have been 22. So the current arc has been running for almost 3 years now. And it's all over the place. It'd be nice to have this kind of finessed, pulled together, made into a cohesive story arc. And we don't need hour-long episodes. Thank you very much. They're nice here and there. Getting back to some of the earlier ones, though, Iconian War I loved because it was pretty much on target. It had a couple of fluffy pieces thrown in there, but it was a lovely story. We had House Peh with the Kalis coming back. We had some Selah in it. We had that one scene where you realize that you're there in front of the Iconian army of all those ships. Just the entire sky is filled with Iconian ships, and there's that moment of, oh heck, we are in trouble. And just glorious moments like that. And we didn't get a lot of that. Gamma Quadrant was amazing, but he wasn't involved in Gamma Quadrant. So with him, it pretty much ended with Iconian War, but it also had New Romulus, which again was, for me, very story and character driven. And I really enjoyed that arc. And we also had Delta Quadrant, so, can't win them all. But it had a lot of content. And it had some new species. It had some massive failures in terms of gameplay. But wasn't horrible. And admittedly, he also was there for Dyson Sphere, which had good stuff.
Nah.
But Dyson Sphere, there was too much stuff in the middle. You get a couple good episodes, you get a couple nyeh episodes. So I'm waiting to see what
You get the
happens.
episodes where Tuvok pushes his hand into your face.
Wasn't that in Delta?
Yes. Yes.
Exismer, I still have Delta as the last arc to complete. Not sure what I have to do to get that complete. Have you done all the episodes at Exismer? Because I can almost guarantee I know what's going on with Delta arc. There is one episode that does not like to complete. Even if it says it's complete, it's like it doesn't complete. Yep, it's a ground one. You're with 7 of 9, and it's a ground mission. And I can't tell you which one it is. It's not Mindscape. Not that one. I don't remember. It's a 7 of 9 episode, and it's ground mission.
The one where you saved it to Ray?
Yeah, I think it is that one. But there's a glitch in it, and even sometimes when it says it's completed, it hasn't completed. Lexers points out you have to do all the patrol wrappers and all the missions on Kabali. I don't know that you have to do all the side missions, but you do have to do all the main missions. And if you're sharing them, it's very hard to complete, so you kind of need to solo all of Kabali. Oh, you have to do the Kabali stuff. Sorry. Got to. It's tedious. Don't share it because you won't be able to complete it. It's, for whatever reason, it says you can share it, but when you go in to do a couple of the missions where you have to do 2 of these, 3 of those, and 2 of those, and then you have to start looking at things that are there, it won't always let you pick up, let's say, all 6 components, and it'll never let you complete it. It's one that drove Borg King crazy because we couldn't help him go through it because we can't share it, and we can't see what he's doing because we can't share it.
You could stream it on Discord, and then you watch.
Yeah. I actually like the Kabali ones, but it used to be you'd go down, you'd do one, you'd go back, do some spacey stuff, you'd go back, down, do another one, go back, do some spacey stuff, and come down and do the third one, so it was broken up into little chunks. This tune has not done anything to speak of. Speaking of this tune, shall we do something in space? Is Drunken Heretic around?
I am here.
Would you like to come do some spacey stuff?
Sure.
Okay. Do you have a taste for anything?
Oh,
I don't know, like like the stuff where you just fly around and just shoot stuff, like Starbase One.
Sure.
Either the Starbase One TFOs.
I'm fine with Starbase One. Let's start with defense of. Fly around and shoot stuff. Works for me. In fact, while we're at that, I'll also get resistance of at the same time.
I kind of like that thing more, like more of that kind of thing than I don't know, the DPS parsing stuff.
But with Big Team, I love doing the DPS parsing stuff. Not that I'm good at it, but other people are. Let's see. How do you feel about Swarm?
Swarm's also good.
Okay, you know what? Let me make sure we're not looking at a problem here. We're good. Okay. There, we got 3 queued up. Weeboo?
you.
Dante and I have been talking about going back and doing all the episodes and doing a demo version of them. And I started to do them, and then I decided I didn't like the format I was using. Then he was going to join me, but then he's had work because, people who have real lives.
Sure.
Yeah, how dare they? And now it's January, and I'm thinking, maybe I should go back and I've got new tunes. Might as well do them.
Like my boss said today, it's almost February.
Yeah, I know. I was looking I've already got February booked up, and March is already turning into a mess. Then I go away for a couple of weeks in April, and then the next time I'm really back and not doing anything is May. And that's pushing it really close to Vegas time because I want to get some of these things done before I go to Vegas. Since I have to make that commitment next week. So if you live out in the West, you have to come to Vegas and say hello.
The Herc are about to over...
Exismer, I still have a KDF tune from one of the KDF recruits that I've never finished doing all the stuff on. One of these days. So Star Trek Online has to do what Square Enix is doing. They have concerts of their music performed by local orchestras. And they made a special 20-minute video to go with it. So as they're performing, I think it's the music from Final Fantasy, they have their own custom-made video to go with it. So you go to the symphony and you actually get to watch a cool, basically a 20-minute game promo. The music from Star Trek Online could be a little bit more up-to-date, but it's not the worst music out there. Oops, there we go.
Well done. The Jem'Hadar.
I assume you've got that satellite there?
Yep.
Okay, I'll zip over to the next one.
Satellite is back online. Will launch tractor mines and
Oops. It's the first one that nobody got. Okay. But it does come back to the question of what movie are we going to watch Friday?
the last of the refugee ships are
How about Top Secret?
Sure.
Question.
That's a great question. Great suggestion. We haven't seen Top Secret. Have we seen Top Secret?
Get over there. Refugee ships
I have seen Top Secret,
Oh.
yes.
I mean, we haven't done it for one of our watch parties, right?
Not that I know of.
Okay. If I remember right, my
No,
son.
we haven't.
I think we decided, my son and I decided to watch it right after Val Kilmer died. So that's been a year now? It is a stupidly fun movie. Then next Friday, the one after this, not this Friday, but a week from Friday, we will watch episodes 4 and 5 of Starfleet Academy.
Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships.
And since Graz isn't here at the moment, I should mention that Satalia's birthday was last Saturday, as was Obi-Wan's, and this upcoming Saturday is Graz's birthday.
Be careful.
So you can wish them all happy birthdays and all that good stuff. That's why we got gravity kills last night, because it was Satalia's birthday. Take care, Lexers. Have a real life. See if we care.
You.
Yeah, exactly. Ew, real life. Ew. I did not have real life today. I had to go to the store, which was an adventure because apparently they don't know how to plow streets in Indiana. It hasn't snowed since Sunday. They still haven't plowed all the streets. And people were driving into ditches. Really, it's... Seriously? How can you not know how to drive? So 3 hours later, I finally got home. And my dogs are like, hey, can we go out? And I'm like, no, it's 14 degrees. You'll go 5 feet. You'll both go, but make feet hurt. And I'm going to have to carry you home. We're not doing that today. But we want to go out. No. They did plow out one of the sidewalks, though. One sidewalk.
Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them.
And I don't think they believe in salting roads either here, which may be a good thing, because right now with all the wind that's blowing, it's just carrying the snow across the roads. And salt would just refreeze, so maybe it's a good thing.
We're speeding up the evacuation. All lanes will be utilized now. Head to escape route Beta. Protect
Oh,
the
you left the group.
Oh,
Not to worry. Not you. And Pulafelgar's back. No, not at all. Not at all. Just be aware that you're always welcome here. Oh, that didn't seem to do anything interesting.
refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them. Turks ships spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there. spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there.
I assume somebody took out the hive.
Heading down escape
Yes.
route Alpha. Protect them.
It's fun! Howdy, howdy! How are you, my dear? Wait till I get the new mic set up and you can hear the clickety clickety all the time as I hit my very mechanical keyboard to death. Ooh! I hope you did something nice with your mom. And say hi to her for me, by the way. I don't know if she remembers me, but I remember you and her.
That's everyone.
Vaguely. I guess vaguely is better than nothing. Yeah, exactly. Let's see, where are we at? Oh, we got time for one more. Should we do one more?
Sure.
Let's see if we can get one of those two that you mentioned. Anybody else want to join us before I queue us up? We're going to do either Defense of Starbase 1 or Resistance of Starbase 1. Okay, well, I am going to queue us up then for those two, and let's see if either one launches. Well, the game plan is we will be there. I've got the computers. I just have to pay for the booth next, which I will do. Oh, I guess we're doing Defense of Starbase 1. Wee woo.
We will.
So yeah, I'll order up the booth in like a week. And if all that goes well, I will be out there. I believe Boar King is going to be out there. Maybe Frost, DT, and Mrs. DT. Maybe our old fleet Admiral Ver. We've been chatting about that. 47 Alpha Tango should be there. I don't know who else will be there. People who live in the area. And it is the 60th anniversary, so there will be a ton of people there. In terms of talent, they keep adding names to it every day. I don't know if they're updating their web page. They have not updated their web page in 2 weeks, but they have said that they've got more people coming in. Chase Masterson is the last new name, and they had two more that they were talking about yesterday. You have no talent?
Listen up. Here they come.
I don't have a lot of stuff to buy this year. Don't die. See if I can get out of there before I die. Sarcasm isn't a talent. Sarcasm's a feature. Oh, well, that's interesting. Did somebody resurrect me?
I didn't.
Okay. I thought I was dead, and then all of a sudden I'm back with the same issue. But I'll take it. Let's see, the same people from Enterprise will be there. Most of the same people from TNG will be there. Discovery people will be there. Probably some Academy people would be there, though I haven't seen them really popping up yet. People from Strange New Worlds, absolutely. This with Nadarians, by the way, works. I've seen it done with 4 Nadarians and me. It was pretty amazing. They just kind of camped out and handled their lane. Worked nicely. DS9. Who's going to be there from DS9? J.G. Hertzler and Robert O'Reilly are going to be there. I'm trying to think who else would be there. I don't know about Michael Dorn, the actress who played Kira. Nana Visitor. Yes, thank you. Esri's going to be there.
Nicole de Boer.
Yes, she will be there. Who else will be there? Oh, so I just said Chase Masterson will be there. Armin Shimmerman's usually there, but I don't remember seeing his name for this year. I don't know about Jerry Ryan. I could go and look. She usually is. Yeah, it's January. I would imagine for anybody who's currently employed, they might not be able to make a commitment 7 months out. You've never been to a convention? Wow. I don't know whether to say that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's an experience. I mean, I'm a nerd, and I will go to a convention and go, oh my God, these people are nerds. They're worse than I am.
Regrouping again. Get into position to prepare for the next assault. An evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover. Here come the Klingon battleships.
Ooh. Well, okay, I don't know what that was, but that was cool. All those little bubbles popping up. So yeah, Star Trek conventions are interesting. You do get to meet some totally cool people. I mean, we got to meet S. Vaughn and 47 Alpha Tango and DT, obviously. And Frost and Borg King and a bunch of cool people. There's that fine line between being an absolute fan and having a real life and being a fan. One reason I love to host a booth as opposed to just going as a person is because when you're doing the booth side, the celebrities, and you talk like human beings and you're not talking about the show or anything like that, you talk about, hey, what kind of mic are you using on your show, and did you notice such and such at the grocery store is like $5 more expensive than it was last year, and just day-to-day normal stuff, and it's very fun.
Roosevelt's in need of aid. Can you draw off some of those enemy ships?
You haven't done a convention, but you went to ST Vegas? That's a convention.
Okay, I think I know what those bubble things are.
What are they?
Echo of Antares. I think it's that prize that we're working
Yes,
towards.
yes, that is, yeah.
Very cool.
Now I want it now.
Do I have that one already? Have I claimed that one?
You should
Ooh,
be.
I did claim it.
Yeah, you should have. You should equip
Nope.
that. That gets some really nice bonuses.
That'll hold them all for now. I don't know how much longer.
That was very cool. But Ray, SD Vegas is a convention, and it's still on. It's just called STLV now because they can't call it Star Trek because that's licensed, and it's not a licensed convention anymore. It's just a convention. Oh, well, I guess I didn't get a lot of progress on that. Oh well, such is life. Hold on, let's see. I have to go get that one. Okay. You're neither bad nor good. It's just a thing to do. It's a game. I met Christina Chung and the actress who plays Uhura in Strange New Worlds and never talked about the show with them. If anything, I complimented their singing, which is appreciated because no one ever mentions that. Yeah, see, that's the thing they love. If you go in there and you talk to them about something that isn't the show. My son was talking with Patrick Stewart and they were talking about the Merchant of Venice. And they got into a conversation. You know, talking about regular stuff is always cool. It's the beginning of the year-long event. You got a lot of time to finish it. Oh, that was Star Trek The Experience at the Hilton, right? Where you had the museum and the ride on the top floor, and on the bottom was Quark's restaurant. Yep. My husband took us there like 3 days after they opened, and shortly after that, my company had me running sales on the West Coast. So I basically lived at the Hilton from Monday to Thursday or Monday to Friday for months, to the extent that after I'd be doing my sales things, I'd go downstairs and walk to the door, and they're like, yeah, come on in. You want to see what goes on backstage? Yes. Yes, I do. Thank you so much. I love that place. I can tell you stories about that, but we won't tonight, because I'm going to go let the dogs out, go get myself a snack, and we will maybe be back tomorrow night, depending on whether I may or may not go to class. I don't feel like tackling snowy streets at 11 at night. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Drunken Heretic, What's the Hell, Pool of Felgar. Everybody who joined us tonight, thank you so much. We got lots to talk about over the next week as the new CEO starts checking in. Hopefully we'll get some good info from him next Tuesday. And if I get more information about when they're doing the AMA, I just know it's on Tuesday. I don't have a time for it yet. But he said they're going to try and get as many questions in there as possible so he can talk to as many people as possible. So things will happen. Movie for this weekend, for this Friday, will be Top Secret. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to y'all later.